down, Bears fans? Another edition of the Chicago Bears podcast coming your way. Panther designer John Jurkovich in the building. The good kid is back.
I'm here.
With us again. And I believe the last time you were here, you were making the case for a interesting stadium deal to be done down in Indiana.
Yeah.
Sylvie dropped a very interesting report on Waddle and Sylvie yesterday that the Bears have drawn their line in the sand, it seems. Yeah. They are done playing games with the Illinois lawmakers.
Right. So when I was here last time, all I was doing was imploring the state of Illinois and its lawmakers that what's happening in Northwest Indiana is not
a bluff,
a shadowy figure. It's not something that doesn't exist. And they would need to get off their hands and feet, get on their feet, and quit sitting on their hands and start moving in a direction that would show the Bears that they're kind of interested in keeping them in the state of Illinois. I think what they originally wanted to do was try to keep them in Chicago.
Yeah,
keep them at Soldier Field. They're already committed to be at Soldier Field until 2033. If they get out of the lease, they've got to pay a penalty.
Yep.
So that's everything you know. So all I was doing was trying to implore the politicians in the state of Illinois to kind of take this as a serious bid for the Chicago Bears instead of just maybe poo-pooing and papaying it. I think now they know. I think they're under the impression that the Indiana thing is real. And, how do they react?
Yeah.
Do you react just by being flippant and not caring or trying to get some false bravado out there? I think what you need to know, what they need to know, is to understand the fact that it's real. It's happening. Nobody gets deals done in the state of Illinois until their feet get put to the fire. So I don't know how they plan on responding. I don't know what the thing that they have,
what the goal is, or the final outcome,
what their theoretical emergency situation would be. When they've got to call the meetings, they got to call some of the decision makers, the movers and the shakers in the state of Illinois, whoever they may be, to get them together and say, all right, we've got to put something together. We got to give some assurances. We got to do this. We got to do that. And, whether it's a 3-month kind of deadline, whether it's a 6-month deadline, whether it's an 8-month deadline, there is going to come a point in time where the Bears are going to have to make a decision. Yep. Because what's going to be put in front of them is going to be something real and it's viable, and it's going to be in Northwest Indiana. So, the ball is in the state of Illinois' court. Now, for me, John Jurkovich, whether it goes into Northwest Indiana or Arlington Heights doesn't matter to me.
I'm the same way.
It doesn't matter to me. Build me a new
Is there
stadium.
winning football there? That's all I care about.
Is there winning football there? And are you going to be able to generate other revenue if you're the Chicago Bears that allows you to have more liquid capital in competition for free agents that are out there? Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. I don't have a horse in the fight. I live in Northwest Indiana. I live in Cherville, Indiana. I have for the last 28 years. If it comes to Indiana, that's fantastic. I tell everybody twice the house, half the taxes. I wouldn't get stuck in Cook County for the life of me.
Yeah.
My mom and dad left in '97. They came to Northwest Indiana. I've got a lot of friends that have come to Northwest Indiana because they got tired of paying the property taxes in the state of Illinois. That's a whole separate deal. But taxes do tie into the issue with the Arlington Heights thing.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's the funny part about it to me, Jurko, is a lot of people when they look at this, by the way, today's episode brought to you by Underdog, make picks, win money. A lot of people when they look at this, they go, well, they're billionaires. Why would you ever want to leave the city of Chicago? Just pay for it to get done. You're here. And yet, so many Bears fans, Chicagoans, Cook Countyans from back in the day, have left for the exact same reason. I get it. It's a bigger business. It's a bigger industry. Yes, the McCaskies do have more money. That doesn't mean that the basic things that we all feel as humans, especially if you're good at getting business deals done, changes. And what Sylvie talked about yesterday was that the Bears have finally said, listen, Northwest Indiana is willing to go out there and give us a stadium. And we can come away and basically just pick up and move down there and everything's done. Who wouldn't take that? You want the free house or you want the house that you got to pay in human terms, $200,000?
I think here's the difference also in the offers. In the Arlington Heights thing, they've already bought the property.
Yep.
They could always sell the property.
100%.
Not an issue for them. They could always sell the property. They bought the property. What they're looking for is we're going to put $2 billion in of our own money is going in. We're looking for infrastructure improvements, which are state roads.
Yeah.
These aren't private roads that are being built.
This is going to
These will
help.
be straight roads.
the
These will
state,
be
yeah.
local roads. These will be, roads that the government's got oversight over it eventually. So that's what they're going to
And
pay
you
for.
can bet they will be told.
The deal in Kansas City was, that's the deal the Bears should be looking at.
Yeah.
Let's look at the Kansas City deal and what they got. And then you sit back, scratch your head. Well, we're not even asking for anything remotely close to that. And yet Kansas City got it. And I guess Kansas City played the Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. They wanted to get him out of Missouri. They want to put him in Kansas City, Kansas. It's going to be a short thing. It's still in Kansas City. There's no names. Nobody arguing over names. But if the state of Indiana wants to give the Chicago Bears the Kansas City treatment, and they want to put that in front of them and say, take a look at what we're willing to do, boy, that's hard to turn that down. That means the $2 billion I have stays in my pocket.
Yeah.
And the state of Indiana builds the stadium. We pay for it over the course of 35 years instead of paying for it all at one time. Yeah. We get to control 95% of theoretical revenues that come from the advertising. We get 100% of the Chicago Bears Pro Shop that's built on the stadium site, which will be a massive 2-floor, 60,000 square feet facility for selling all stuff Bears.
Oh, yeah.
And, whatever infrastructure improvements will be made in Northwest Indiana, whatever train spurs would be made to go ahead and offset and have a turnaround, whatever they need to get people close to the stadium so they can walk off whatever train they need and go to wherever they. All that type of stuff is being looked at and is a viable option for the Chicago Bears when you look at Northwest Indiana. Now the state of Illinois has got to compete.
And
I'm waiting for them to step up and say, okay, we're going to compete for the Chicago Bears, because what you've created with your ambivalence, what you've created with your thought of the fact that they would never accept anything to go anywhere else, was kind of false.
Yeah.
And now you're put in a situation where you got to compete for the Chicago Bears. What do you do? So we'll wait to see what the state of Illinois does.
And here's where it gets dangerous, Yerk. And you brought up the Bears team store, right, and what that could eventually become.
And that would be at either stadium.
Right, 100%.
Either place that you build.
Stadium.
Either stadium. That will be there, and that'll be the revenues you can create.
Everybody has one. The Bulls have one.
I love the Arlington Heights plan.
Yeah.
That whole thing, everything that they got up there, the wonderful piece of property that they got up there, the train that runs directly there, the access off of 53 and the highway system that they have up there, the two routes you can get to get people in, and then you turn it around and get people out.
Yeah.
I love it all. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But at some point, the state of Illinois got to play a little ball. They don't want to play ball right now. You got to come to the party. You got to play a little ball. You got to get on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Right
No
now,
parking,
they got an invitation to the dance. They don't want to come to the dance, and even if they come to the dance, they don't want to be on the dance floor. You got to shake your hips a little bit.
Yeah.
Shakira. Yeah.
Hands on the night, my hips don't lie. Loving
There
a
it is.
bit of mine. Hey, don't get me started.
Love to see Big JB on the dance floor.
Nobody move it. Oh, no,
Big JB on the dance
you
floor,
had me
making it
dying with
happen.
that this morning. Carm's like, if that's not the pot calling the kettle black. Little shot from Carm one time.
What?
Little shot from Carm.
I get a shot from Carm all the time. We give it back and forth. The scraps from Longshanks table is where that line is from. And that is from Braveheart.
Yes.
Yeah, we all settle for the scraps off of Longshanks' table. I just put Pritzker in there for Longshanks. And so, the line, if it's recognized, is kind of its good line from there. But, not a lot of scraps coming off that table.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Listen, everybody eats, B. That's what I say. Here's what I didn't think about, though, with all of that. The cheapest merchandise, probably, price-wise, if they move to Indiana, the best price you're going to get on a Bears jersey, socks, or whatever it is that they're selling there is going to be in Indiana. All the bars that open up around that stadium, your best drink prices to go drink and watch the Bears, it's all going to be around Indiana because they have to be competing with what the state is doing.
Right. But, like anybody that when you build anything, you be careful because when you got event pricing, it's like dynamic pricing.
Yeah.
When you're coming in for the event, you've got no place else to drink.
Yeah.
And you're traveling there. They're going to want to charge you an arm and a leg, whether it's Indiana or Illinois. I mean, I can't fool myself the Cook County taxes that you have here.
Yeah.
I don't know if Arlington Heights is still in Cook County or not.
Arlington Heights.
You guys would have to tell me.
Is Lake
I
County,
don't have
believe?
that. I think you're out. So you may not get those Cook County taxes, but you're still going to get the local sales tax. You're going to get a state tax on that stuff.
Arlington Heights is Cook County. You're getting Cook County prices.
So you're getting 11. I think it's 11 something tax on
Yeah.
anything that you buy or anything that you purchase out there. Not to say that won't happen here, because
They'll probably just raise the price on the bottom line with certain stuff.
could be
but-
the ticket for the game would still have every single tax you saw from the city of Chicago. And, to me, it's not a Democrat or Republican thing. Lake County in that's a Democrat county.
Yeah.
It is. And most of the people that are in charge are Democrats. So it's not a Democratic-Republican thing.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
People
a
think-
go where you're wanted.
But the state of Indiana does put business before politics.
Yeah.
And I think that was reiterated yesterday by Sylvia and Waddle. They are business before politics. They'll figure the politics and the crap when it's done.
Yeah.
When they get the business over. Then they're going to figure out what the hell they got to do the rest of the way. So they're about getting somebody over, getting business over, come on over,
Yeah.
friendlier place, friendlier environment, give you some incentives to come on over, and let's get you here and let's have a party and let's have a good time together.
It's it's one of those things. I was making the joke this morning on the Morning Breeze. Like, to me, I look at it like you're going for a girl, you're asking the girl out, you're trying. I want to be with you. Let's do this. Let's make this. I don't know. I got this thing going on. And meanwhile, down in Indiana, you got. She says, "I'm making you breakfast, lunch, and dinner."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got a foot rub waiting for you when you come home. Hey, don't worry about the house being clean. We got that taken care of. We got everything you need here. I just want you.
Right.
That's a tough situation to turn down. And yet the Bears are still saying, according to Sylvie in his reporting, the Bears are still willing to put the $2 billion into Arlington Heights. They want to be in Arlington Heights.
Yeah,
they want to build in the state of Illinois.
Yeah.
It's just about if the state of Illinois wants to build with them.
Everybody's got the big examples like Citadel Group leaving, and all that stuff, and Tyson Foods. They were mentioning them yesterday.
Yeah.
All these guys. I'll give you a real world small example. Meats by Lynn's had been in Calumet City for a number of years, since like 1970 something.
Okay.
They had been in Calumet City. They moved headquarters. They built bigger headquarters into Calumet City, over on State Street, close to State Line. The mayor of Hammond, McDermott, convinced Freddie Lynn's, Meats by Lynn's, to move over into Hammond, Indiana. They found him some spot. They built him some stuff. They took care of things. They signed deals. They signed contracts. And they just jumped right across the border for whatever, the business-friendly atmosphere that you can get by moving and jumping over from Calumet City to Hammond. They're neighbors. They're right next to each other. He moved the plant 3 miles, tops, maybe 2 miles.
Right.
And Buddy got the deal with the state of Indiana because Indiana was willing to bend over backwards and bring him in and say, let's conduct business here.
Yeah.
It's favorable for you. It's favorable for what you want, for your future, whatever you want to get done. Come on over here. On a small scale, that happens 100 times over the course of 4 or 5 years. That's substantial.
Yeah.
So that's what you got to worry about with the Bears. If you're the state of Indiana, I'm worrying about the Chicago Bears going over there. Still located here.
Yeah.
Still headquartered in Lake Forest, but business being conducted over the border.
They probably wouldn't move Hallis Hall at all.
No, I don't think they move Hallis Hall.
I think it would probably
I think Hallis Hall stays there. It's not a problem. But they move down for a training camp.
Yeah.
They could have training camp up at Hallis Hall.
Well, I would assume so. Yeah. I don't think anything would change about it except where the game is played.
It's being played in Northwest Indiana.
Which is I don't know if the Bears do. Do they just drive to the stadium or is there a bus? I think they drive to the stadiums
Do bongs on the Magic Bus.
Yeah, wait a minute now.
No. But no,
That is how some got through. Ricky Williams famous getting through a game that way.
Well, whether they stay still by McCormick Place,
Yeah.
whatever hotel they stay on Michigan Avenue.
Yeah.
They hop on the bus to go to the game. Instead of going 3 minutes to the game, they're going to get the old escort, up onto the toll road.
little police escort.
Toll road on the way down and just exit on that first exit, kind of loop it around on Calumet Avenue right there and just take it right where they need to take it.
Yeah.
What is that, 20 miles?
From
20
where
mile
they at
ride?
now, yeah, pretty much.
You go on the road, you're driving for Appleton. You know, if you're in Appleton, staying at the Paper Valley, you got a 30-minute ride up north to Green Bay.
Yeah.
So everybody's accustomed to jumping on the bus in the morning.
30
when you're on the road, you jump on the bus here. Most of the guys will drive. They'll wake up in the morning, they'll have breakfast, they'll have chapel, they'll have breakfast, and boom, they'll be driving to Northwest Indiana. They know exactly where they're going. It's 4 or 5 hours before the game. There's going to be no traffic going into the game, so there's no issues.
Right. Yeah.
There you go.
What's the better scenario for the Bears moving forward, or is it just find a spot and break ground?
Wherever the best business deal is for the Chicago Bears, where the liquid property, not the liquid property, liquid capital,
Yeah.
the
in
monies,
your
they
pocket.
can generate cash
Yeah.
for the Chicago Bears organization to be able to compete for free agents.
Yeah.
That's what I want. You got to have it in escrow when you want to make an offer. Sometimes you need to have more cash up front in an offer. Anything that helps the Bears create liquid capital.
Yeah.
And again, that might be Northwest Indiana. That might be Arlington Heights with a good deal.
Yeah.
Okay? I still think it's 50-50. I might even give Arlington Heights a 60-40 advantage in this situation.
Because they own everything.
Right.
Everything would be
Right.
in the Bears' pocket.
Exactly.
Everything goes back to the
It would
Bears.
be closer. It would be more.
Yeah.
People would still have a good feeling about the Chicago Bears, not the East Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
But it's a very viable, very real option for Northwest Indiana to step up in this situation. They'd have 2 NFL franchises in the state of Indiana. They would be responsible for bringing the Bears to Northwest Indiana. I think that's a good thing.
As a player, how
Good thing.
much does location play in for you when wanting to sign with teams and stuff like that?
Listen, guys signed with Oakland because of the money. They didn't sign with them because they played.
Because they loved Oakland.
They played in the Oakland Alameda County Stadium. I don't know if you've ever been there. That's no treat whatsoever.
Yeah.
Now they're in Vegas, so the Raiders I think are sexier, except for they suck. Who wants to go play for a crappy team?
Nobody wants to be in Vegas right now. Yeah.
If they pay you enough,
Yeah.
you'll be in Vegas.
Yeah.
If they pay me enough, I'll go to Vegas. I ain't got a problem. No state tax in Nevada, right?
Yeah.
Texas, in
Well,
Texas, no
most
state
of the
tax.
no state tax there. No. Most of the practice facilities though are where people usually end up living by, right? So like, you're still Lake Forest probably here,
Right.
and you're moving in.
Well, you live
Between the two?
15 to 20 minutes away.
Okay.
So you want to get away, but enough time to, for 20 minutes. You don't want more than a 30-minute drive to get to wherever you're practicing. I think the guys that all still live by Lake Forest,
Yeah.
then you come downtown for your hotel thing. Or, I mean, they've got a beautiful convention center being built by the Hard Rock Casino, Northern Indiana.
Yeah.
That's been approved. They got to go ahead. They got a convention center there. They got a hotel there. All approved. And one of the sites in Northwest Indiana is right next to some land by the casino over there. So, and that's right off the highway.
Right.
But you're talking about 34, 35 miles now from downtown Chicago.
Right.
So you're talking about a little bit more of a
That's
commitment
more of a drive.
and a little
yeah.
bit more of a trip. The one in Hammond is 20 miles away. You can see the skyline. You're right there. I mean, the 10th Ward. Peter Chico in the 10th Ward is sitting there right across on the other side of Wolf Lake.
I've spent some time
where
there.
you're at. Oh, yeah.
I've climbed many a silo over there, and
Have you?
you look out across and you go, oh, look at that, Chicago down there.
That's right.
And then, oh yeah, I had one day climbing up the silo. It was probably my second or third week working at this electrical company. Get to the top, Hawk lands on the top of the silo with a duck in his foot.
Sure.
Pulls the head off, as they do.
Yeah.
Looked at me, went, "What are you doing up here?" I said, "I don't know," and I climbed back down. that was
Like, you don't mind.
I didn't stay up on that.
You don't mind. You're interrupting my meal.
I didn't stay up top on that.
I've seen some of them hawks grab a bufflehead.
Yeah.
Flying low, like bufflehead's a type of duck. It's
Yeah.
It's a lake duck, a deep water duck. And he took the bufflehead. He flew to the shore, 95th Street ramp, right there, and he ate the eyes and left the rest of the bird for the.
He just want a little snack.
scavengers.
Yeah, he just
Oh,
want
the
a little
eyes,
snack.
a lot of fat, and a lot of protein
Yeah.
in the eyes.
Yeah.
So he ate the eyes of the bufflehead, and but that's what happens. I mean, you're there on the lakefront. Circle of life, man. A lot of things can happen.
This was a legit. I peeked my head up, and he looked up as he was taking the head off of that thing.
Man.
He was like, "What are you doing up here?" I was like, "You're asking great questions."
Hope you don't mind.
Let me climb back down, buddy.
Yeah, I'm a little hungry here.
I'm a little hungry.
And I don't know. I don't know if they got eagles. I've seen eagles at White Hawk Country Club in Crown Point. I've seen eagles flying around there. I've seen eagles over at Seven Bridges.
Yeah.
So, you get close to the
I've seen some
lakefront,
big
you can see.
gulls. I haven't seen eagles out that way. But I've seen some large gulls that landed up on top of some silos. And again, they all look at you and go, what the heck are you doing up here?
The peregrine falcon, though.
Well,
There's peregrine falcons out by the big lake.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
A little 200-mile dive.
They strike from above.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they do. They do not. There's no gray area.
We're in my world now, Jurko. I love a good nature document.
Yeah.
I know a lot of nature.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
240 miles down. They'll hit that duck right on top of the head.
All ass, yeah.
Come back and get them.
Yep.
It's nothing like it.
Knock him out, nothing left. He's just listless. The next thing you know, he's talking. He's in duck heaven. Go, what happened? What happened? And they go, you're going to the peregrine falcon section. These guys have all been killed by the peregrine falcons. Go talk to these guys. They'll tell you.
Let us know how you guys feel in the comments. Where do you want to see the Chicago Bears end up? I think a lot of us want them to stay in Illinois. I said this. It just feels wrong that they're not in Illinois to me, but also the rest of the NFL doesn't play in the state that most of the names are in.
Yeah, a lot of guys are in different joints.
Probably 80% of the league.
No, I'd say, listen, so I'd go New Jersey has got 2 teams.
Kansas City's back now, technically, I guess. But
well, Kansas City's in Kansas. It's not in
it's
Missouri,
in
but it's still in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Because you got Kansas City's on both sides of the border there. So, but they're going to have a new facility eventually when they get over there. And their fans are like, well, what, is Missouri going to be mad at Kansas? I don't think so. They're Kansas City, too, so who the hell are they going to be mad?
You don't got to do
Santa Clara is 45 miles from San Francisco.
Yep.
Arlington is 20 minutes out of Dallas.
Yep.
So, I mean, if you go around, like Miami's not in Miami.
No.
It's in Miami Gardens, next to Davie, Florida.
Yeah.
It's closer to Fort Lauderdale than it is downtown Miami.
Yeah.
That's just the truth. And if you drive, it's really a long way away. Tampa's in Tampa.
Jacksonville and Jacksonville.
Jacksonville's in Jacksonville, and they're still trying to figure things out down there. Where Charlotte?
Shot Khan's gonna just put a stadium on a boat and call it a day.
Carolina's in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Right. So you go. Houston's in Houston. Who's the other
Dallas
team?
is in
Dallas is in Arlington.
Arlington.
We already said 20 minutes out. The Phoenix or the Arizona Cardinals. They call them Arizona now. They left Phoenix and they're out in whatever they're out. But they're a long way away from downtown Phoenix.
Yeah.
So
I think only team left
the
there
Rams
is,
have moved to
D-backs.
L.A. The Rams moved to L.A. The Chargers moved to L.A., but they left San Diego.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's not much left in downtown Phoenix. I think Seattle's in Seattle. Oakland is gone. Vegas is
Vegas
in Vegas. Is in
Vegas. They're in there. Yeah. That stadium's heart of Vegas.
Right. Seattle's in Seattle. I'm just trying to pop around. Philadelphia's in Philadelphia.
Buffalo is in
Orchard Park.
Orchard Park.
Right. Orchard Park, which is outside of Buffalo, but they still
Close
consider
enough.
it Buffalo.
Yeah.
It'd be like if they went to Calumet City. To me, it's still Chicago.
Yeah.
And I still thought that would be the plan. Bring them to Calumet.
You thought Cal City was getting them, huh?
Right. River Oaks Mall. I mean, what else do you need?
Yeah.
You got 94 going one way. You got 80 going the other way. 294, 80 going the other way. You've got your infrastructure already.
Yeah.
Torrance can handle the traffic. So can River Oaks Drive.
Yeah.
You got both of it ways.
Although that Torrance
you can
traffic
funnel,
gets rough.
Right, but you can funnel people east.
Yeah.
And those people east, if they're going to Indiana, you funnel them east out of there. You can funnel them. You can funnel them north out of there, going down Torrance to get on
Going the other
Sibley
way.
Boulevard
Yeah.
or
Yes, you
Dalton, but
can.
whatever
Yes,
you
you
want to
can.
do,
Yes, you
get them
can.
on at Sibley.
Yeah.
So you can funnel them off in different directions. If you let them go south, they're right on the highway, and they're 45 minutes. It's like going to the Rosemont Horizon from down there.
Essentially.
I always thought Calumet City had a legitimate option because they had all that land down there. Across the street, you could have raised River Oaks West.
Yeah.
River Oaks. You could have put the stadium on one side or the other, had people park and to build a pedestrian bridge over the top. Not difficult.
Could have.
Not a problem. Wouldn't have been an issue.
Could they put it right by past your house?
Well, I was a little further north. I was closer to I'm 3 blocks away from Hammond, Indiana.
Okay.
That's where I grew up. So that was south. I'm on 154th. 159th is what? It's a little over a half mile from me.
Kind of, yeah.
So it's a half mile that way and probably a mile the other direction.
You would have had it.
So you're looking, it wouldn't have been that far from my house where I grew up, but I don't live in Calumet City no more.
Not no more.
I live in Sherwood.
Not no more.
And that would have been even an easier drive.
Yeah. Some of the best tamales I've had in Cal City.
Yeah, where'd you go?
It was I can't even think of the name of the grocery store. There was a grocery store that was.
Was it a Mercado or was it a grocery store?
It was more of a Mercado than a grocery store. I'll tell you that. Well, they used to send me there as a second-year apprentice.
Sure.
They'd be like, go get us 2 dozen. You got to bring back pork. You got to bring back chicken. You get a dozen for yourself.
I got a buddy who's got a place off of Halstead and 159th Street.
Okay.
He's got a Mercado there. In the back, they make food.
Yeah.
And it's some of the best Mexican food you'll have.
Oh, yeah.
It's phenomenal.
It's tucked in the cut. I'll tell you that. It's literally like you see a Solvay. I don't even know if it's Solvay anymore. It was when I was working there.
I don't know if that's South Holland, if that's Harvey. I don't know exactly where that's at.
Yeah.
159th and Halstead, you're kind of like in between two. But, yeah, top notch. Ask for my guy Cheeto.
Yeah.
Oh, it's exceptional back there.
Yeah, tap in. Hey, man, let's keep it moving along. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love as always. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Jurko, you want to tell us about Mitch Lyons, my friend?
Absolutely. Mitch Lyons, MitchLyonsWealth.com. You get on there. He's going to give you your game plan for retirement. It's never too early to start planning for retirement, and he's going to let you know how to get it done. That's what it's all about, getting you prepared for those wonderful years where you don't have to work and yet you're creating money for yourself like you were working. MitchLyonsWealth.com.
And when you get all that money from Mitch Lyons, go tap in with Underdog. Download the app today. Sign up with the promo code CBP. $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. It's promo code CBP. It's so easy. Just pick higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, rushing yards, receptions. You only got one more game to do this on the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, unless I guess you were watching the Pro Bowl last night, in which call the hotline if you were watching the Pro Bowl last night. Get them right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. Download the app today. Sign up with the promo code CBP to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Promo code CBP. Underdog, make picks, win. Must be 18 years or older, 19 or older in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 or older in Colorado for some games, 21 or over in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Your roof's got more layers than the Conspiracy Podcast.
Is that a sandwich wrapper?
Ah, yes, vintage 1988. It really builds character.
Avondale Roofing. Inspect smarter, dig deeper, and get to the core of your roof's health.
Money. All right, let's talk a little bit of football here. The stadium's the big news, Jurko. I want to get your opinion on this, though, because the Bears, we've talked about them. What the heck was that?
It could be somebody outside the window.
Okay. All right.
I don't know.
That is a noise. What we got going on behind us, good kid?
It could be something up on the 8th floor. You never know.
That was concern. It's something outside of this real. This real window right here, Yurko.
That is a real window.
A little concern. That
could be. They could be filming something.
The new Batman right outside this real window.
You don't know.
Saw Heath Ledger one day skateboarding down State Street, full Joker costume. And as we drove past, I told my dad, I was like, I just saw the Joker skateboarding. And he was like, no, you didn't. After the movie came out, they said many times he would skateboard to work, full costume.
Sure.
Yeah, you gotta love it.
Getting ready to work.
This guy's getting it done. Looking at the trenches that the Bears have right now, I want to ask you this. Where do you feel the most important direction you have to go? With the Ozzie Trapillo injury, do you have to address left tackle for the offense this year, or are you all in on the defensive line this year?
No, you don't have to address the left tackle position early. I think the defensive line needs to improve.
Yeah.
I think your interior, you let Billings go, that's not a problem. Williams can go, that's not a problem. Yeah. You keep the people you have to keep because you paid them.
Dexter's got probably sticking around.
Well, Dexter's got another year, so yeah, he's sticking around. Grady Jarrett is going to stick around because you paid him and guaranteed a lot of money for next year, so he's sticking around. Dio's sticking around even though he's injured because you paid him. Yep. You made a mistake, but you paid him. Booker's sticking around. Montez Sweat's sticking around. So those guys are sticking around. I think you need to address it with the 25th pick.
Yeah.
Preferably a big fella in the middle. I'm talking about a John Henderson, a Marcus Stroud, a Simmons type, the guy for Tennessee. I don't want the long, angular guy because that has not worked.
Yeah.
I want the big fella in the middle.
And that's DA's defense.
And I'm talking a guy like that's at 6'3",
yeah,
325 pounds.
Mammoth of a man.
That's the guy that you want in the middle. Billings, if he was
6'3",
6'1", or whatever he is now, is he 5'11"?
5'10", 5'11".
Problem is he's 5'11" tall and 5'11" wide.
Yeah.
That's become the issue and the problem there. If he can come back where...
He was a little bigger this year, wasn't he? He was a little bigger this year, wasn't he, Jurko? Him or J.B. Pritzker? Who you picking in a little mud wrestling match?
If I rolled him down a hill, who would win? Whoever was closest to
Big
being
Bill was a big boy this year.
whoever was close to being a perfect circle would probably end up winning in that situation. But either way, I think that's just the direction that you have to go. You got to get a guy that's a stud.
Yeah.
That can play in there. I think defensive tackle. If they want to get some defensive back depth, that doesn't bother me whatsoever. I think they got linebackers that can play beyond T.J. Edwards, and I think they can play beyond Tremaine Edmonds.
Got to re-sign DeMarco Jackson.
And he is
Linebacker. The one that stepped in
the one that
for
stepped
TJ.
in and played. Yeah, it seemed like there was a guy on the outside in the perimeter. Robinson, maybe.
Dom Rob?
Yeah.
Talk about Dom Rob on the D-line?
Well, no.
He's still under contract. Oh, well, no, he is a free agent this year.
Yeah, he's a free agent. But what I confused him with. Yeah, but like I said, if you moved on from TJ and you moved on from Tremaine, and you get the big beefy body in the middle there that you need, I might be willing to move off. That's all I'm saying.
It's going to be interesting to see what the Bears do for the D-line. Let me ask you this. With where we're at with the pieces we have, do you feel like it's just bring new in, or is there still some development that you can see in Dio that's going to work out? Is there some development that Javon can get to that's going to work out?
With Dio, no. He's a try-hard guy. It's his fourth year.
Yeah.
I don't see if there hasn't been improvement this far into it.
Yeah.
I think he gets his sacks because he tries hard, and there's no questioning his effort. When he's out there,
he works hard.
He's busting.
Sometimes
his
he goes right past it, but he works hard.
Yeah, for me, big whiff.
Yeah.
Big mistake. So yeah, I'd be going.
Finding an upgrade.
Well, you got to find two guys. You got to find depth. So you're going to have to find depth. That's what you're doing.
100%.
Booker might be a guy that can play out there. Don't forget about the injured guy that's coming back in the middle too.
Shamar Turner.
Yes.
Young guy you got last year.
Shamar Turner,
second round. Something. You were excited about him a little bit.
Yeah, but he hurt his knee.
Yep.
So hopefully he's going to be back. He's going to be healthy next year. He's going to be able to make a contribution. I tore my knee to shreds in '87. Came back and played 9. I played 2 years of college, and I played 9 more years in the NFL. 10, but 9 years where I was actually playing in games and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's possible, and with the technology and the medicine they have today, it's more than possible to be able to get a guy and get production still out of the young players. So I wouldn't count him out, but I would still need it because you're going to say goodbye to Dexter after this year. You're not going to sign him.
You think that project?
You're not signing him to a big money contract. He hasn't shown anything.
Yeah.
Working your way into 5.5 sacks. I had 5.5 sacks. You know what they said about me?
You're a great player.
But do you know what they said about me?
Yeah, what they say?
He can't rush the passer. Okay? Because I couldn't do it on a consistent enough level. He doesn't do it on a consistent enough level to be somebody that you're going to pay any money to. So he works his contract out. He leaves via free agency. Somebody's going to spend money on him as they move forward. But
do you expect higher sack numbers or higher pressure rates from a guy in the interior like that?
You get more pressure rates than you'd actually get sack numbers. And, his pressure rate. So everybody.
It hasn't been good. These both are bad.
Everybody says to me Max Crosby and Max Crosby and Montez Sweat had similar pressure rates.
Yeah.
And I would just say, well, one was rushing the passer in a more positive manner with down and distance and his team being up than Max Crosby. How many times did Max Crosby find himself rushing to a passer in the fourth quarter when his team was up points?
Gotta say once or twice this year. I can't say
that never
most of the season. Probably never.
It never happened.
How often was Geno Smith up in the fourth quarter?
When I tell people, do you think when do you believe sacks happen most?
When you're up. When you can ping your ears back and get to the quarterback.
Second quarter and the fourth quarter are when you have more sacks than other. Why? Time is of the issue. You have to pass in certain situations. When does that happen? In the second quarter before halftime, and in the fourth quarter when you're behind, right? Or you're in front, you get to rush the passer a little bit better. That's how it works. So if you look at sack numbers, you look through the first quarter, you won't see a ton. Third quarter, you won't see a ton. You'll see some, obviously.
Yeah.
There's sacks that happen in the first and
The
third
guys that can do
quarter.
that consistently
Right.
are your Myles Garrett's who end up with 24.5.
But
23.5.
if you looked at the last 6 minutes of the second quarter, going into halftime, and you looked at the final 10 minutes of the fourth quarter, I bet you're going to see a preponderance of your sacks in this league. So when do you get to rush the passer and pin your ears back? When you're up, when you've got a lead, the other team has to pass, or when time is of the issue. Time is of the essence. That's where you rush. So when
I
they
have to
say,
do a little deep dive
when they
into
go to me,
some Max on that.
Montez Sweat has the same pressure number that Max. No, they don't.
Yeah.
No, they don't, because they're rushing in different situations. Don't let just the raw numbers fool you. You've got to look at the big picture.
It's eye test too. You can see. Look at what he did when he was playing us, and I get our offensive line was in flux, but
Yeah.
Ben Johnson talked about it. He was like, Max Crosby kind of wrecked our game plan.
Yeah, but here's what I'll
Single-handedly, he kind of did it.
Here's what I'll leave you with too. Greg Blasch once said sacks are overrated, and it's true. And I'm going to tell you why. When you pressure the quarterback, sacks will come. When you just sack the quarterback every once in a while, it doesn't mean that you're getting consistent enough pressure all the time. So people want to latch on to the sacks are overrated, and they go, "Oh, that's not." It is true.
Yeah.
Because the consistent pressure rating will provide you with your sack opportunities and bringing the quarterback down.
Yeah.
That's why sacks themselves are overrated, and the constant and consistent pressure is more important. Because of the constant pressure, that's when the sacks will come. But if you just get a sack here or there and you say, "Hey, look at my sack number," not as much. I need to see you tormenting the quarterback.
Yeah.
The great pass rushers are getting doubled. The not great ones are being singled all the time.
Yeah.
And nobody has ever gone into an offensive meeting before they play the Bears. They go, "How are we going to stop Montez Sweat?" Those are words that have never been said in an offensive meeting.
I mean, we saw some chipping. We saw a little doubling with Tiz.
Never been said. How are we going to stop Montez Sweat? Those words have never been spoken by any good offensive coordinator. The ones that have been fired?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It is interesting because oh God, now I'm blanking on his name. The sack leader that Michael Strahan broke.
Myles Garrett.
No. That Michael Strahan broke his record when he sacked
Mark Gastineau.
Mark Gastineau. The conversation about him since he has been out of the NFL, and remember he had the blow up with Brett Favre.
Yeah, and Brett didn't give a rat's
And Brett didn't care, right? Like, he had the blow up. The conversation was
That was being filmed. That was something I'm broke.
Yeah.
And I need to make money.
Yeah.
So let's pretend like I care about this.
Yeah.
It was a crock of shit.
You can say it on pod.
Crock
Yeah.
of shit.
Yeah.
Mark Gastineau, go away.
But it was funny because how people talked about him after was you didn't care about getting to the quarterback unless you had a chance for a sack. You didn't care about creating pressure unless you had a chance for a sack.
Mark Gastineau didn't care about the run. That's what Gastineau didn't care about. He had his ears pinned back all the time trying to get to the quarterback and then do his stupid dance.
Right.
That's what he cared about. And making himself the highlight film and look at me, look at me. He didn't care about the run. That was his problem.
Right.
All he cared about was sacks. And that's why Joe Klecko couldn't stand his guts. And that's why Joe Klecko had a big problem with him.
Speaking about. But it was one of those things where it was like he had all these sack numbers. You would think that that defensive pressure was always elite. He'd be like, there'd be times where we're like, bro, like, he's getting away, running right at you.
No, what are you
or
doing?
going right
What are
at
you doing 5 yards upfield when the running back's got the ball and he's hand off and you're supposed to be the corner?
Yeah.
You're the edge. What happened? And that happens. I've seen the Bears do it too.
Oh, yeah.
The guy's got his ears pinned back and he's 94 is 4 yards up the field and they handed the ball off to the inside and they go right where he's at. You got 10 guys doing their job, one guy's freelancing, and the next thing you know, everybody's looking at each other and go, what just happened?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to, how do we fix it? Well, the one guy's got to get his head out of his ass and he's got to play the run first before he runs it. You got to clear the run to get to the passer.
Yeah.
And that happens sometimes like 2nd and 6+. 2nd and 6. That's either a run or a pass down.
Yeah.
Now, if you think it's just a pass and you go getting crazy, well, you're compromising the integrity of the defense.
That's when you get in trouble.
Same thing happened with Junior Seau.
Yeah.
Junior Seau used to gamble, and when he made the play, it was fantastic. And he'd undercut the play, and when he didn't make it, he didn't catch it from the backside, Where's the running back going?
Yeah.
35 yards down the field. Right?
Junior was also a freak of nature too. Like he could adjust mid-play.
He could,
But you're not
all
wrong.
the time.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Not all the time.
Yeah.
And early on, he made more plays than he screwed the defense up.
Yeah.
Then it's easy to take.
Yeah.
But later on in your career, when you're doing that, and
Starting
now
to slow down and stuff.
it's more bad plays than there are great plays.
Yeah.
Now you got to play defense the way it's meant to be played.
Right.
Okay? You can't go backside, freelance, not make the play, and think we got a chance in hell to make things happen over on this side.
Yeah.
So
It's interesting to see because we idolize the sack guys, but it is the pressure that gets the job done, and
Sure.
that's where the Bears have lacked the most. And I'd love to see that
all right,
improve.
what's your prediction for the Super Bowl?
My Super Bowl prediction?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you, good kid, and I never would. I think the Patriots are gonna be back in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
They're gonna be back Super Bowl champs.
We are on opposite sides of this. And that's
yeah,
fine.
Yeah.
If Bo Nix is the quarterback, Denver's in this game, not New England.
I don't disagree with that.
Denver's in this game, not New England. I think Seattle is by far the class of the NFL. I think they have stood the test of a tough schedule. They have found a way to get to the Super Bowl, having played a much tougher schedule than New England. I think New England finds itself in the Super Bowl in Vrabel's first year. Congratulations. Nice job by everybody.
Well done by him.
I think Seattle comes out and kicks the living shit out of New England.
I'm not.
And by living shit, I mean double-digit points.
I hope so, because here's the conversation I don't want to have all off season about Drake May and Caleb Williams. I don't want to. I don't want to be sitting here, because if he gets beat up, I can go, well, yeah, he got a kind of cakewalked into the Super Bowl. Even Shea, who's a Patriots fan, was like,
still got to win.
It was very Mickey Mouse.
You still got to win in the playoffs. They
Yes.
won in the playoffs. They did what they were supposed to do.
Yes.
They won 2 games. They had to win 2 games. They won their first one at home. They went into Denver. They didn't look impressive. It looked ugly. They played a backup quarterback. They realized if we keep playing zone, this backup quarterback's going to pick us apart.
Yeah.
They went to man. The quarterback struggled. It was his failure to get rid of the football that allowed them to get the ball at the 10-yard line. They put it into the end zone. And then they missed a couple field goals. Denver missed some field goals. That's it.
Here's where I think it gets
He
dangerous.
didn't take a field goal when he should have taken the field goal.
Yeah. What's your feeling on that? A lot of coaches not in the playoffs doing that. Does that change next year? Or do you think guys have their identity?
I think the fourth down thing is overblown. I think these metrics guys have come
Analytics,
in and they've bullshitted the world into thinking certain things need to happen. I add points until I have to go for touchdowns. That's what I'm doing. 7s and 3s, I'm adding them.
Yeah.
Every opportunity I have to put points on the board, I put points on the board. For people just to think 3 points is absolute crap, most games are won by 3 points. Most games in the
NFL
are won by 3
yeah.
points. When did we take 3 points and just say they're absolute shit?
Yeah.
I don't know when it happened, how it happened, why it happened, but you got these little weasels with slide rulers and Texas Instrument calculators in their pocket. They got the pencils, the rack of them, and now all of a sudden everybody's listening to these little weasels where it's clear if you could find a way to make the 28-yard or the 32-yard field goal, instead of saying on 4th and 6, I got to go for it because I'm a dumbass. So I hope the pendulum swings back in the other situation and you're kicking field goals. I like it when you kick a field goal and they say, well, you got a less of a chance of winning.
Yeah.
The predominant factor in wins and losses is the time that's left when the time starts running off the clock. The time is, if I go up 10 and the time is ticking down, the time is going to make me a favorite. Add points, and time goes against the other team. And that, now, I don't want to kick 7 field goals in a game.
Right.
21 points.
At some point, you have to go for it.
At some point, you got to score a touchdown. But I'm going to let the game dictate that in the fourth quarter. When do I got to go for a touchdown? Well, now I have to go for a touchdown because that's the point in the game that I'm at.
Is that something you want to see Ben Johnson change about his philosophy? Because we saw him go for it a lot.
I think going for it on 4th down, 4th and 6 from your own 32 is idiotic. That's suicide. That's football suicide. It's stupid. I don't know if you were trying to send a message to your team, and at halftime,
Send a message to the defense, maybe,
you
yeah.
sent the message to your defense. I don't know why it happened or how it happened. Maybe they felt, okay, well, he disrespected us. Good. Because it is football suicide to go for it on 4th and 6 at your own 32. Okay? Dumb.
And you gave up the touchdown anyway.
And it was dumb. It was dumb then. It was dumb the next day. It's dumb today, and it's going to be dumb tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's dumb. Period.
End of story. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. As always, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Make sure to stay tapped in with everything that we have here at the station. This Sunday for the Super Bowl, we'll all be on from 1 to 2 ahead of the Super Bowl game to predict, react, and give our thoughts on it. I ain't gonna lie to you, good kid. I think the fact that the Patriots got a couple of guys that have been here before, Josh McDaniels as a coach, Vrabel as a player, of course, in these same conversations. I think the Patriots got a little advantage, but we'll talk about more of that on Sunday. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bed down. One love.